Trier, Germany. You can see the Black Gate, the Porta Nigra, a Roman gate in our background, and we're having just some adventure between two cruises.
That's right. So we got off the Encore
A little over a week ago.
a little over a week ago. We're getting back on Encore in about a week.
Right, as the Encore right now is in dry dock. This is November 24, and it's getting a lot of stuff, and we just posted a video on an update on what we knew was happening with the dry dock, what we learned on the ship.
Right. Some of our experiences while we were on the ship,
Yeah.
and they began construction work.
And so, also while we were on the cruise, it had been 18 months since we've been on a cruise. So we've learned a few things. So we just wanted to give you some quick tips.
In case you haven't been cruising in a while.
And with you're joining us soon
Hopefully.
in Southampton. And so a couple different things we've learned, especially about cards.
Yeah.
So most of us are probably going to come in through London.
Right.
And have to navigate to some extent.
The underground or...
Possibly. Or you might be going straight from Heathrow to Southampton on a bus or a transfer with NCL.
Right.
What we found, because we used the underground to get from station to station, and things had changed. Before you had to buy tickets and all of this, and now when you go through the turnstile gate thing, there's a little pad that says tap, and you tap your credit card on there, and on you go.
Right. Just...
But
you each need your own card.
right.
I did not have my card at the ready. Mark tried to give me his after he'd gone through, and I kept getting a red.
Yeah. And the guy said, no, you have to each have your own card, and because you have to use that same card when you exit.
Right. So you tap in, and then you go, and then you tap out.
And worked very well.
Once we got the hang of it.
And we ran around quite a bit. Of course, we just had a carry-on and a backpack.
Yes.
And just realized that a lot of those stations don't have lifts, and they have very long stairs.
Lift being the British term for...
Elevator.
Yes.
I would not want to navigate that carrying...
Now, unless you have been like another Raleigh couple that's on YouTube, and you have spent the last 18 months going up and down stairs, carrying heavy loads and awkward loads.
I don't think they would have liked to do full suitcases, but
no.
Anyway, if you got a full big suitcases, you pack 3 changes of clothes for every day of the cruise. You probably don't want to mess with the underground.
No.
Use a different way. Another quick thing, we went ahead and just for the fun of, on Amazon we got SIM cards for our phones.
Just to mitigate
possible issues.
Problems.
Never used them. We have T-Mobile.
And we have been welcomed in every country that we've gone through.
Yeah.
So as soon as we got even on our last cruise, when we got to the Azores, we were welcomed to Portugal, we were welcomed to Brussels, Belgium, we were welcomed to Spain, we were welcomed to France.
And the UK.
And every time we cross over a line, welcome to Luxembourg, welcome to Germany.
Free text, unlimited data.
And maybe 25 cents a minute for phone calls.
Right, but we have loved the ease of not having to do anything special. So then, we get to Southampton. We're going to go through check-in. Hopefully it'll be smoother than when we went through Miami. That's a whole nother video out there. But you're going to get your Norwegian key card for on the ship.
Yep.
And you're going to use this card for everything.
Pretty much.
To get into your room, when you eat, except in the buffet.
To have electricity in your room.
Everything.
Ideally.
Now, way back in the day, what did we do with this card?
We punched a hole. We even took it to guest services, and they punched the hole for us. And that way we were able to put it in a lanyard and have it available.
Right. And then they changed the card.
They did.
Put a little wire in there so you couldn't
punch if you punched a hole, you would break the wire.
And they had to swipe it. So every time you got off the ship, you had to hand it to the guy. You go to a restaurant and you handed it to the lady, and she would the card. Now
We tap.
you tap. Every time you, almost every time you use the card, you go in and on and off the ship. There's a little pad there. You tap it. You go to a restaurant, you tap it.
Go on and off the boat, you tap it.
Which means,
You can put it in a clear plastic sleeve and wear a lanyard.
right, and because we've seen where we weren't aware of this, so we didn't bring lanyards, but you no longer have to take it out and hand it to them. It will tap through those little sleeves or pockets or whatever that go on a lanyard. So you can go back to
did
using
verify that.
lanyards,
Yep.
and it's very easy
Now, the
to use the card.
only exception to that, I think, is when you're ordering wine or cocktails or whatever, then your server will have to take the card and
Deal with it. Whether you have the drink package or whatever, they're going to have to deal with that. So the other thing is that we noticed, of course, there's a new app out there that you want to download, which is handy to have. You can do a lot of things once you get on the ship with the app. Your TV welcomes you by name.
kind of nice, and it tells you who your steward is, which is really nice.
Right, and you can use the TV for booking meals and shows. Now, I think on ours, the only show to book is Choir of Man,
Right.
but it's going to be on at least twice on this long cruise. We had no problem doing bookings once we got on the ship
Right.
for that or for food. So I know a lot of people are like, "Oh my gosh, it's 2 years before my cruise and I can't book anything." You know, take a breath. You know, usually you can get everything once you get on the ship.
Yeah.
And I noticed some people talking about large parties. We connected with some people, and there were 8 of us, and we found out that Taste and Savor, the smaller
Main dining room.
main dining rooms, mostly had tables for up to 7. They
Well,
each had like one table that would fit 8.
Yeah.
But Manhattan,
Manhattan is set up
bigger.
now. What we did find out is if you had a table, if you had 7 in your party, you could sit at a round table. Anything bigger than that, they needed to just put the square tables together
right.
and make a rectangle.
but we were often sent up to Manhattan because they have lots of long tables up there. So that's a couple things. Also, near the elevators now there are like touch screens that you can tap your card on the touch screen, and I'm going to break over to that in a second and show you how that works. But you can actually do bookings on those screens.
But
as
if
well.
you want to, you can still talk to a person. There is a person down in the atrium near the cruise next desk that will also do reservations for you.
Yeah, if you like standing in line.
Well, I did not stand in line
Okay.
the one time
Sometimes
that
you-
I made reservations that we
So-
did, but
But anyway, we'll show you how to use this touch screen that's in the hallways. But anyway, the other thing is we're going to the Moxie. We'll be at the Moxie in Southampton, and there is a meet and greet kind of thing. I think earlier at 4 o'clock it's at the Titanic bar, and then at the Moxie at 7. Then the meet and greet is at the brew house
on the ship.
on the ship. But that's, of course, in all the stuff on social media,
Right.
if you're connected. But if you've been with us on the first trip or seen our video, we have these nifty little
Deck
foldable
plans.
deck plan booklets.
Yep.
And they're laminated, they're really cool, and we've made a bunch of them
Yep.
to just give away. And if you see us, our nice Hawaiian shirts are waiting for us back at the Moxie, along with those booklets. Anyway, if you see us, we'll
Say
be
something.
glad to give you one of those booklets. And in the meantime, please do all that other stuff.
Yep. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell if you want to find out.
Ask
The
questions.
next one, leave a comment. Have you found some great tips? What are some things that that you maybe wouldn't repeat? How much did you pack? And please share.
Here I am with the Starbucks Frappuccino, and this is the screen we talked about that you find on some of the floors. You can just click on it, look at dining when there are available tables, specialty dining. You can book reservations there. Also excursions. You can look at slots that are open for different excursions. Book them by taking your card and tapping it down there at the bottom. Onboard services. There's all sorts of information on these touch screens at every floor. Back home, I think you can also, here we go to entertainment. On our ship it was Choir of Men. You can see when there's the shows are, and again by tapping your card down there on the bottom right, you can book your reservation for that. So just worked really well. We're on to
Auf Wiedersehen.
Yeah, we're on to France tomorrow, and then from France to
Southampton.
Southampton. So see you then.
Bye.
Bye.